All right, Shalom. Kahala Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out the laboring, the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. I'm the brother Aishiyah, through the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Kodash. Just some more motivation. The election, an aristocracy, meaning who is considered superior to others. A government by the best men in the state, a governing body composed of the best men in the state, and that's the elect. We're about to have it all right? Psalms 37 and verse 11, and it reads, "But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace." That word for peace in the Hebrew is shalom, which goes into safety, soundness in body, meaning we're going to truly have rest, welfare, health, prosperity, peace, quiet, tranquility, contentment. So we're going to fully enjoy the planet Earth. We're going to rule and exist within the Lord's creation as we were created to do. I'm ready to rule the world, man. How about you?
Thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy God. Thou shalt no more be termed desolate, but thou shalt be called Hephzibah, and thy land Beulah, for the Lord delighteth in thee, and thy land shall be married. For as a young man marrieth a virgin, so shall thy sons marry thee. And as the bridegroom rejoiceth over the bride, so shall thy God rejoice over thee.
All right, shalom.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations. Hopefully, out there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopefully the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. Now, what I want to get into, all right, tonight, pretty, extensive topic, dealing with how feminists, plus, degenerate equals deaf culture. Okay. And when you look at our people today, what we see as a result, okay, of women, having a feminist mindset, okay, which, increased single parent households, which increased degenerate niggas, okay? And now that cycle is constantly repeating and it's getting worse and worse. Now it's just a deaf culture, all right? And one thing about it, we're going to deal, with the systemic issues, okay, of black culture, okay? And it begins with the family structure. You see, there's a systemic issue. See, everyone looks at the death and, you know, uh, and pretty much the aftermath. Well, there's a systemic issue, all right, that causes, okay, alphabet, community plaguing, okay, our people, okay. There's a systemic issue in what we see going on, man. Okay, the passport brothers, Jay, leaving the country. Okay, there's a systemic issue that's leading to these things, and see, the death is just the aftermath. That's the final result. Now, what I want to do, I want to get this word systemic. So I want to get this word systemic real quick. Just a quick Google definition. All right. Now, when you go to systemic, we probably hear this word. Well, going into what does it mean? It says systemic describe what relates to or affects an entire system. Okay. Systemic describe what relates to or affects an entire system. For an example, a systemic disease affects the entire body of an organism, and systemic changes to an organization have an impact on the entire organization, including its most basic operations. Okay, and the feminist movement, that mindset that has plagued, okay, the women of the tribes, okay, because heathen women, they was marching and protesting for it, okay, but a lot of them protested against it, and even the ones that was for it, they didn't go all in like Eve did, man. you know, Going back to the pact with the serpent, and what did the serpent say? You shall not surely die. Okay, he presented Eve an alternative way, and she took it. Going back to the feminist movement, he presented Eve an alternative way, and she took it because he didn't offer, the Elamite, the heathen women, hood housing, as long as the man wasn't there, food stamps, as long as the man wasn't there, different benefits, as long as the man wasn't there. He didn't offer that to another nation. He only offered it to Eve. Okay, and Eve took it. Okay, and what happened? It created a systemic issue. Okay, within the nation, an entire nation was affected. Okay, by the decision of Eve. Going back, if a brother can get it now, there's is it First Timothy? Then get in Sirach 26. Okay, you know, and we're gonna deal with it. And at the end of the day, as men, you know, let me see. Find that precept real quick. Damn, what was I believe that's now at the end of the day, this is not, a lesson to bash women and to get on women. This is to show the systemic issue and where it stemmed from. We got to deal with the reality of the situation. Okay. And are there degenerate jakes? Yes. Are there jakes that abandon their ability, their responsibility? Of course. But we're going to get into all that, man. We're going to deal with all that, man. I got some videos, I want to get into as well. We're going to get into all that, man. Okay. But the systemic issues of feminist mindset, okay, And one thing I'm learning is the feminist mindset is attracted to degenerate niggas. You know, the women that want to be feminists because that's a rebellious spirit, they're attracted to degenerate niggas because that's a rebellious spirit. Okay, is the scriptures say how things are attracted to their kind. Okay, and we're gonna get into all these things, man. We might be here for a while, but we're gonna touch on these things. All right. Um, but yeah, let brother, if we can post that in I believe it's First Timothy 2. Yeah, let's get First Timothy 2 and 14. And this is matter of fact, let's get First Timothy 2 verses 11 through 15. And then let's get that in Sirach. And like I said, we just gonna go through the precepts and relate it and tie it into what's going on. All right. And let's get another one, Sirach. And this also, ties into the curses as well, because one thing about it, the scriptures will speak about, things to come, but then it'll come in a way, all right, the prophecy will play out in a way, and you be like, damn, because if you look before the 60s, you know, I want to get these two. Let me get this one. Hold on. Let me find this one, then we're gonna roll. All right, let's get Sirach 25 and 24. Okay. Now let's go here. So let's just set it up, and then we'll get into the video. As you go here to the curse, which all the curses, this ties into the curses, this ties into everything. All right. So now when you get Deuteronomy 28 and 54, it says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother. Okay. And this is the culture that you have today, because you got the drill rap, the gang culture. Okay, they really manifested this curse, you know, because it wasn't like that. Like in the 20s and 30s, Jake didn't have this evil eye towards each other like that. Okay, there was really, a true sense of community, man. Okay, even if you just go back 100 years ago, man, 80 years ago, even 50s, man. But every generation just got worse and worse. And it really, fast track when Esau brought feminism, okay, which put the man out of the house. Okay, he brought those government assistants. Like I say, all those things put the man out the house. Then what did he do? He dropped off drugs and guns, and then he put gangster rap. He glorified gangster rap. Okay, and that kind of fast track to where we at today, man, where this is normal, to where you see a Jake, okay, and it's tension, man. You go to the gas station in certain neighborhoods and you just see another Jake, and it be tension, because this curse is fully manifest, man. All right, and it goes back to the feminist movement, okay, from the 60s, man. It says, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Okay, and that's why you have the tribes have the highest, especially the Southern Kingdom has the highest divorce rate, and also the highest single, all right, parent households, man. Okay, going back to the government assistance where they offered aid, okay, to remove the man, and a lot of the women chose the aid. And this isn't for all women, it's just for the ones, that's pertaining to, but we're talking about the overall systemic problem with what we're seeing today. It says, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he have this is on something else. All right. Jump to 56. That's going to that siege. Hey, but that's gonna come back, but there's a whole nother lesson. All right, verse 56 said, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for her delicateness and tenderness. All right, showing you that our women was extremely feminine. Okay, and what do you have today? The exact opposite, masculine. Okay, aggressive. You see, it says, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. Okay, the highest abortion rate is amongst who? Eve. Okay, the highest abortion rate on earth is amongst who? Eve, man, because they evil eye. Then you have this, the wars of the sexes, men versus women. You look on TV, passport bros. All right, they gone. Eve mad. Okay, you're just a constant back and forth between Israelite man and the Israelite woman, but it all goes into the curses, man. Okay, but a lot of this stem from feminism, man. Okay, which led to government aid, which led to gang culture under these young men growing up, all right, with no discipline from the father. Okay, because what we're seeing today is it's a lot of passive parenting that's going on today, man. Well, Jake, he's not used to no male authority. You even see that within, you see like these men that are leaders, okay, in these other camps. A lot of these things go back, okay, to passive parenting. You can tell when Jake been spoiled, man. You can tell when Jake really ain't have no discipline, man. You can tell these things, man. You can tell when Jake ain't never been pushed to the limit as a man. Okay, they're used to comforts. You can tell these things, man. You know, so I want to go here, all right, because this is pretty much the hey, Esau took this scheme, man. Now I want to go here to Mark 3. All right, this is the book of Mark, chapter 3. Uh, so let's get Mark the third chapter. Now, when you go into, all right, it's Mark 3 and 27. This is how Shah speaking. It says, no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. Now, just to qualify this, precept. Now, this is Yahweh Shai. He's been accused of being Satan and the devil for casting out devils. Okay, he's been, accused of doing it in the power and authority of Satan. Okay, so Yahweh Shai is making a point. Well, if I'm casting out, okay, demons, okay, then I will have to be stronger than Satan, which is the Lord of demons. So that means if Yahweh Shai is saying if I can cast out demons, okay, that means I must be stronger than the Lord of demons to be able to perform that. He was showing his rank and authority. But even that's another topic. But I want to address it, from this issue, Mark 3 and 29, dealing with the issue of the family structure of Jake. Because Esau pretty much he bound Jake, okay? Because he empowered the woman, which he pretty much bound Jake, you know. Well, Jake was subjugated, to a woman's emotions. You know how a woman would feel. Like now, like the woman has the authority to just go to the courts and just ruin the man's life, whether through divorce, whether through child support, okay, or whatever it might be, okay. And who okay, empowered, the woman to do these things, man? Esau, Edom, the serpent, okay. So pretty much he bound the strong man by what? Presenting aid, because a man's role is a protector and a provider. Like a man, any man, that's any type of man, he gets a fulfillment for providing and protecting. And pretty much this system, Esau like, nah, I provide, I protect. Here go my aid, and here go my police. Okay. And what did they do? What did they do? They bound the strong man, which was Jake. Okay. And now Esau was able to have his way with the nation, man. This is why the nation is molded into what it's molded to, man. This is why people is molded into the image of the beast, man. Alphabet community. Look at Zaire Wade, Willow Smith, just a madhouse, man. Okay. The degenerate, the street culture. Esau was able to do that because you had the single parent working, trying to prove that she can be a man and a woman of the house. So while she caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, Esau is raising the children through what? The music, the TV. Okay. So what we see, this degenerate culture that we see, is a product of Eve and Esau. Okay. And I say, and we're gonna go a little farther into it. So I want to get this video. All right. I want to get this video to pick on women, but we gotta deal with the realities of what's going on, man. We can't act like this not happening, man. I say it's women. Some women are tried and just failed. Okay, because the system is set up for them to fail. If they believe the hype. You see, a lot of women, they didn't know no better, man. So this ain't, to get on women and put the spotlight, on women, but we just telling it what's happening, man. You got to talk about what's happening, man. So this ain't nothing to get offended on. It is what it is, man. You see? Now, let's go here, and then we'll get that video. Go ahead, cue it up. All right, so when you go to First Timothy, all right, let me cue this first video up. All right, so let's go here. This is the brother of a woman learning in silence with all subjection. Okay, and see, why is the Apostle Paul going into this, man? Okay, you gotta understand the Apostle Paul understood what happened in the garden. Okay, he didn't think it was a snake that came on Adam. He understood that hey, this was a way that was given to Eve, and she brought it to Adam, and it caused the fall of the sons of God, man. Okay, he knows the breakdown of Genesis. Okay, he's not just referencing back to Eve, Adam and Eve for nothing when he's speaking about order amongst these churches of the Israelite fauna. He didn't just bring this story up out of nowhere, man. Okay, he's showing where disorder could lead to, just as we see in this time with disorder. Okay, the family structure being out of order could lead to. All right. So it says on this First Timothy 2:11, it said, "Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection." Okay, but I suffer not a woman to teach, because you gotta think Eve had to bring that back to Adam and teach that to him, man. That way, okay. She had to bring that weight back, and she taught that way, man, to Adam. And Adam, hey, he went off, and he was in the wrong, uh, for allowing it. You see, but it came through who? Eve, just as it came this time through Eve. You see, and it says, "But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over man, but to be in silence." Okay, and then what does he refer back to? He goes to the reference of Adam and Eve. For Adam was first formed, then Eve, going into the rank. Okay, verse 14. Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Okay, the serpent, he worked on Eve. He knew Eve was the weaker vessel. Okay, and he empowered Eve through that doctrine, just like he empowered Eve through the feminist doctrine today. Esau empowered Eve through that doctrine, man. Okay, and what did she do? She brought it back to the nation, man, and made it a culture. You see, and we're seeing the results of it, man. All right, now let's go here. The book of Sirach 25 and 24 says, "Oh, the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die." Okay, this is the results of women having authority and being, okay, pretty much the rulers over the nation. See, in the kingdom, no nation, okay, no heathen nation plus the Israelite woman can never say they didn't have a chance to rule, man. Okay, that's why as the Israelite man, we underneath the bottom now. Okay, because of the bottom nation, and we're under in Esau's hierarchy. We under the women in his hierarchy, man. Okay, but everyone has had their chance to rule over the Israelite man on earth, man. That's why, hey, our rulership is going to balance everything out, man. Okay, of the Israelite men is going to balance everything out. You see, but everyone that has the authority to take the helms of Israel. Okay, so no one can say, well, I didn't get. Everyone has had a shot, man, including the Israelite woman. Okay, and we see the results of it, man. Epic failure. All right, now let's go from there, and I want to get this video. All right. Now this is a video, and this is CBS, and pretty much you're gonna see it's just mostly women. Now, like I said, we're gonna go into it. Down here in Jackson, small city, population 150, 160,000 people. You know, but these young niggas is out here wilding, man. You know, and it ain't like Jackson just something special, man, because this is just the norm in any ghetto and hood and project. With Jake it, man. Okay, that's infested with drugs and gang and street culture, man. You know, so I just want to, prove a point, and this is not even, getting at the women on the video, but we just addressing a systemic issue. Okay, deaf culture is the outcome. Okay, so I'm gonna let it play. We'll go from there.
We are continuing our series, Crime Without Punishment, that looks at the disturbing rise in unsolved murders in the U.S. Welcome back to CBS Mornings. Our investigation is likely to be solved if the victim is Hispanic or Black. Jackson, Mississippi has experienced a spike in killings, with more than 150 murders last year, and about 4 in 10 remain unsolved. Chief investigator relatives of those who have been killed. Jim, good morning.
Good morning. There are the numbers and the pain behind the numbers. We traveled to Jackson last month to meet with a small group of mothers who'd lost their with frustration that more isn't being done to track down the killers of their children. We also found an overwhelmed police department that says it can't possibly keep pace with who has had a member of their family murdered. Raise your hand.
When we started calling mothers who lost their children, and more than 30 people arrived for our interview.
Put your hands up if you feel like you've had to investigate your own loved one's death.
They didn't investigate my case.
And more just kept coming, wanting their stories heard.
Even the chick when I talked to them, they hung.
So I just want to show you, all right, you see the room full of women. Now, I don't know if these women have men, at the house, or these single parents, but the point is, where the presence of the man? Why isn't the men there? Because why? Esau has pushed a matriarch amongst our people, and see, this is the result: death. Okay, let's get this. The brother got this up. This GMS, look up Isaiah 3:12. It says, "For my people, children are their oppressors." All right, Esau eating a child. Okay, or then irresponsible ruler, and women rule over them. Okay, and that's another thing. Even if it is a two-parent household, a lot of the households are dominated by the woman. So even Jake do come from a two-parent household. A lot of times he's seeing his woman and his mother dominate his father, man. Okay, in most cases, man. You see? And this is the result. These pictures, the dead, this is the result. This is a death culture. Okay, this is what it produced. Okay, it says, "They which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths." Okay, and what do you have in this culture where the mother protects the child, no matter how wicked they are, no matter how off they are, they protect the child. Okay, they vouch for the child. The father can't say nothing. He say something, he get cussed out. Okay, they cuss out the police. But guess what? This is the result. Because there's a lot of parents that you can't say nothing to their child, no matter how off their child is. Okay, like I said, they cuss out the police, the judge, everybody. Okay, and then when this happened, okay, now they baby done wrong. Now, not saying this is the case for every single person, but just speaking in general. Okay, and then say this generation was raised by mostly single parents. Okay, and entertainment. That's we I looked up to a lot of entertainment. I get into that, man. We all, most of us men, mostly our father figure, a big brother figure was a rapper or athlete, man. Okay, or some movie character. Okay, So I'm gonna let it play some more.
When we started calling mothers who'd lost their children to murder in Jackson, Mississippi, word got around, and more than 30 people arrived for our interview.
Put your hands up if you feel like you've had to investigate your own loved one's death.
The pain in this room in Jackson was overwhelming.
They didn't investigate my case.
And more just kept coming, wanting their stories heard.
Even the text when I talk to them, they hung the phone up in my face.
Willie Mack is himself a former homicide detective at the Jackson Police Department.
What an ambulance at?
His daughter was shot to death in 2017.
Hang on, how many years were you with Jackson PD?
24 years.
I have a interesting story, dealing with this guy who used to be a police officer. Now, remember, this is Jackson Small, and when I was staying in West Jackson over there with my grandma, I used to go to work with this older Jake named Mr. Dennis, and he stayed across the street from this police officer. I remember, when me and Mr. Dennis would get off and go back to his house, and we would always speak, to Officer Mack. He called him Willie. They call Officer Mack in the neighborhood, over there in West Jackson. So we used to see him all the time. But his daughter ended up getting killed, in the city. But we used to see him all the time. But I said to say this, dealing with Mr. Dennis. So I said, with my situation, with my situation in when I was younger, my mother pretty much, she wasn't stable enough to just have me all the time. So I would either be with, my grandparents on my mother's side, and I spent a lot of time with my grandparents on my father's side. So as a young boy, as far as I can remember, I seen a functional two-parent household. I seen a functioning marriage. I seen a woman in subjection to a man, and a man be a leader of a household. As a very young boy, I seen it. And eventually, when I got like fourth grade, third, fourth grade, my mama was able to have me full time, because she had me when she was young. So she was able to have me full time. And it was a single parent household. Now, she was real strict. But one thing about it, as young Jake, once you get, about 12, 13, 14, them whoopings don't hurt no more, man. You get 14, 15, especially, knock something down. You see, you definitely, you ain't tripping. You see? But I know with my mother, say she did the best she could, but I'm still influenced, by a lot of entertainment, at my mother's house. And I was able to do that because my mother was so busy trying to work, okay, that I had that free time to get into things, man. I couldn't do that when I was with my grandparents. Like my grandfathers, they weren't gonna let me listen to no goddamn T.I. and that boosting out. That shit wasn't happening, man. Okay, that wasn't even a thought. You see, but my mom was so tied up trying to make things happen and be superwoman. As young Jake, you pretty much tending to yourself a lot, man. Okay, but that's the system that's set up. But the Lord did have it to where it was always, particular men that will be placed in my life that really, kept me straight, because I could have been way worse, and Mr. Dennis was one of them. Mr. Dennis, he was a carpenter, and I used to be with him. I worked for him for a while, a few years, and he was an older man. He used to be on my ass. I had some supervisors, they were like father figures when I was young, working, 21, 20, 22, 23, I knew Mr. Dennis, a few football coaches too, but Mr. Dennis, it was a bad man. I seen him turn a bando house into a rental house, like a decent, a nice rental house, man. It was like a shell, but I was working with him and he went all the way through it, But I was able to have that, and a lot of Jake never get that, man. A lot of Jake never seen that, man. A lot of Jake was just, a lot of our people just straight single parent household, man. So I was able to see both, seeing a household with structure, seeing a household with, dysfunction and single parents. So, I kind of seen both worlds, man, and that's why I appreciate, the male mentorship, the male discipline, and the way the particular men, push me, beyond limits that I thought I could go. That make a big difference, man. Okay, because you look at these young Jakes today, it's a lot of men, it's a lot of Jakes that don't have no drive. I'm talking about no drive. Because I used to work at the steel plant and I would have to hire, Jake, and Jake just didn't have no drive, man. Jake didn't care about responsibility. Jake didn't care about nothing that was, meaningful. Like Jake, it's a lot of men and women, Dr. Shara Zal Ali, she's had an interview recently. She was like, look, the black woman, she said the black woman doesn't get past the age of 14. Like the modern black woman, they really don't get past the age of 14. And that's the same thing for Jake. It's a lot of Jake that don't get past the age of 14 in their mind. Yeah, they grow to adults. They go to the club and but they never really mentally, mature past certain ages, man. And it goes back to the feminist plus the degenerate, all right, equation that equals deaf culture, man. Okay. But I'm gonna let this play. We get back to it, man. I just wanted to run that, you know.
You had 24 years in, and when you call the detective investigating your daughter's death, you don't get your calls returned?
I don't get no call return.
To understand better the depth of their suffering, we sat down with three mothers from the group.
My son, his name is Kenlon Thompson Jr. He was murdered April the 1st, 2021.
Zachary Ryan Robinson. He was murdered on April 29th of 2014.
Ryan, he was murdered November 26, 2020 on Thanksgiving, a day after my birthday.
Margie Allen, Danita Williams, and Lucinda Wade Robinson are talking about their sons, all younger than 22, all gunned down in the city of Jackson, Mississippi. Population, 153,000.
Has there been any arrest made in either of these three cases?
No.
Not one arrest.
I was showed a picture of my baby on the side of the road. I was showed some information, and I was told to go solve my own crime.
Go solve your own crime?
And bring them the evidence, and I would take it to them.
In Jackson, the capital of Mississippi, the numbers are stunning. 156 homicides last year, one of the highest per capita homicide rates in the entire country.
Do you feel murder is being treated differently here?
Murder is at the bottom of the totem pole. It's normal. A young black male is going to die tomorrow. We have 3 over the weekend. We can't get to you right now.
The whole system is backlogged.
James Davis is the chief of the Jackson Police Department.
Does not solving homicide cases erode the trust the community has in the police department?
Of course, we tell these citizens the truth. We don't tell them that we can solve a case without the facts,
Chief Davis told us Jackson PD's ability to solve murder cases depends on processing evidence at the state crime lab, which he says is overwhelmed.
I can use more police officers. I could use more homicide detectives. But if the state is backed up, the court is backed up, we will still have the same problem by developing these cases that we're already doing.
FBI research suggests homicide detectives should oversee no more than 5 cases per year. Jackson PD has 8 full-time detectives. That's enough for 40 murder investigations. Last year alone, they had nearly 4 times that number.
I don't think any police department in the nation can say that they got enough resources.
Jackson homicide detective Sergeant Kevin Nash works in an office where each desk is piled high with files. He knows that means victims' relatives aren't going to like the pace of solving their loved one's murder.
Sergeant Nash, I talked to him and he said, well, you know, a lot of y'all come down here and act like y'all children are perfect. I said, no. I said, first of all, I'm not acting like my child is perfect, but my child did not deserve to be killed in the street.
But Sergeant Nash says he and his colleagues are doing the best they can.
I'll be honest with you. When your loved one is killed, you can never do enough to solve that case.
And then Jake is overwhelmed, man. And see, Esau set it up like this. You know, he'll allow, you know, these Jake populated, cities to be underfunded, not have the resources. All right, because he wants deaf culture. Okay, this is what Esau wants. Okay, but before it gets to this point, okay, there's a systemic issue, okay, of feminism, okay, that has led to this point. See, this is the result. No one wants to say this is the result of feminism, okay, which led to the government aid, okay, which led to the removal of men, which led into street culture, man, dominating the neighborhoods, man. Okay, and this is the result. Now, that's enough on that. The point made on this. I want to go to this one because, like I say, a lot of women with these feminist mindset, they are attracted to degenerate niggas, man. And see, Esau glorified the degenerate Jake, you know, the thug culture, you know, the thug was, I want a thug, I want a hot boy, you know, that was in, you know, women love niggas out of prison, the prison niggas, like, they love degenerate, okay, the niggas, man, all right? And the Jake that has something, a structure about themselves, Eve, she's deterred by Jake with structure because that means that she will have to get into some type of structure. And a lot of reasons the nigga woman be attracted to these degenerate niggas because Eve can pretty much treat them niggas like they oldest son, man. Okay? And pretty much have the, you know, and be the provider and protector. She can be in her masculine energy around, you know, Jody, man. Okay? So let's get this. I got another video. I'll play a little bit of this. Thought I had, hold on. So let's listen to this real quick.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local
I ain't gonna lie, when I be meeting like
Now let's go into the ass backwards, thinking, of Eve. Okay. So I'm gonna let this play. Let me get it big.
I ain't gonna lie, when I be meeting like nice, put together, older men who don't have any kids, I be thinking like, what's wrong with you? Like is this something like?
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right. And yet another reason why so many men here in the West are walking away from these modern day women. She said if an older man who has his stuff together doesn't have any children, she thinks something has to be wrong with him. Now, I know I covered this video in the past, but I feel the need to cover it again because I'm starting to see more and more women vocalizing this mindset.
I ain't got no kids. I got my own motion going on.
Flag. Huh?
What?
Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. What you about to say?
Why the listen, I know like having sex before marriage is bad, but it's 2022. Like, what has gone on in your life that you have not had a kid? I don't have kids. You're different. Like, but for men, it's just kind of like, why don't you have a kid? What happened?
Because I don't want a kid yet.
Maybe
I'm responsible.
it's not responsible. Like,
If you let them talk long enough, they'll tell on themselves. Let me play this one part again and listen to what she said.
I know like having sex before marriage is bad, but it's 2022. Like,
she knows that having sex before marriage is bad. If you know that, and the man is over 30 years old and he doesn't have any children and he's not married, then why is that a red flag? Now, I'm under the assumption that she's referring to a biblical principle. 1 Corinthians 6:18, flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without.
Now, Jake, everybody want to bring a precept out now, but this ain't, this is talking about something else. All right, it's pretty much going to idolatry. Okay, he bring, he sound like Wi-Fi, but just pay attention to the content. They don't worry about that precept there, man.
Out the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. So if the Bible is against fornication and he's not married and he doesn't have any children, how can him not having kids be a red flag? See how she's contradicting herself?
I ain't got no kids. I got my own motion going on.
flag.
I'm 30 years old, grinding, stacking this money up, and because I don't have any kids or no baby mamas, I'm a red flag. That is some backwards ass thinking right there. Like, what the So me having multiple baby mamas is a green flag to you? That's why the black community is where it's at right now, bro. This shit is crazy.
Have you started to notice an increase in the appearance of wrinkles, fine lines, bag under your
ass backwards thinking? This is what this feminine, because you gotta understand, this is like third generation of feminism, and this is where it's at. Ass backwards thinking, man. Okay, you are a red flag if you don't have children and you got structure and you're put together. Okay, but Eve isn't. She's not drawn to that, man. They are drawn to the degenerate niggas, man. Even women that come from 2-parent households, they're drawn to the degenerate niggas, man. Niggas with the multiple baby mamas, and we're gonna get another video, man. Okay, just to show you that this is, because at the end of the day, what we're seeing with this culture is, because I'm gonna Kevin Sanders will come out with the stat and he'll say like it's 50% of so-called black men that are middle class with no children. Okay, the woman will say there's no good men. No, you keep choosing the same degenerate niggas. The women are having children by the same degenerate niggas, man. Okay? The generation of young niggas that we see, old block and all these young niggas is 70 niggas in the video with guns. They are all seed of degenerate niggas. You see, the so-called black community is infested with feminist women that are having degenerate by that are having children by the same degenerate niggas. Okay, and that's why you have a major portion of Israelite men that don't have children. You know, I don't have children. Now, when you go into the numbers, because when Kevin Samuels made that when he made that statement about 50% of so-called black men being middle class and not having children, I was like, damn, that's a lot. But then at the time when he said it, it was 10 brothers in the camp. It was 10 brothers in the Mississippi camp, and 5 brothers had children and 5 brothers didn't. It was 50% on the head. I'm like, damn, because when you look at stats, you know, you kind of cross-referencing by looking at a small number. So I thought about the brothers in the camp. It was 10 brothers at the time when Kevin Samuel said that 50% of so-called black men were middle class with no children. And I kid you not, it was 5 brothers in the camp at that time that had children and 5 brothers that didn't. It was an exact split. Okay. And 3 of those brothers, you know, live by themselves, you know. They pretty much, you know, doing their own thing. You see? So going back to the systemic issue. Okay, like I said, this is not picking on women because all women ain't, you know, just through. You see, and then you have, hey, you know, sisters have made certain decisions in the past, and you know they repented. You know they know better now. You know, the whole nation was led wrong. Okay, but you have the masses that are still, you know, just out there, man. You see, but this is going back to the systemic issue. This is all stemmed from feminism, and this is what it has led to. Okay, Feminist Eve and Degenerate Jake, man. That's who we populate, man. Okay, and we got another video. We're gonna get into it, man. But let me play a little bit more of this one. Get past the
in the appearance of wrinkles and fine lines. My skin has once again regained its youthful glow, hydration, and elasticity. Also, although I originally bought it to rejuvenate my skin, I was shocked to find that it also improves my nails and my joints as well. I added to my actright.com. That's healthactright.com, and get ready to look your best this new year.
Motion going on.
Flag.
And I've had people try to, like, low-key shame me for not having children. Meanwhile, I watch y'all struggling with raising them kids y'all got. Them kids putting y'all through it right now.
And might I add, there's some people out there that have no business having children.
Gray hairs, you can't touch your toes. No disrespect to nobody who's have kids, but I've had people try to shame me for not having kids, and I'm like, you don't even take care of the one you got.
I would always get the question, why don't you have any kids? And then when I say, because I didn't want to have any children out of wedlock, I get the look like there's something wrong with me. Dare I say, that reaction always came from women. The men, on the other hand, they'd just be like, oh, cool.
I got my own motion going on.
Flag.
The brother is trying to get himself together. Most smart people know that they're not ready for kids unless they have themselves together.
Now that's enough on that one. You know, I got another one. Get some precepts too. You know, brother, lighten it up over here. And this pretty much is black culture, man. This sums up black culture. All right, this the brother, this the brother Yaquab, the hopeful Lake 3. It said Wisdom of Solomon 3:11 said, For whoso despises wisdom, all right, and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. Yeah, because one thing about it, feminist has led to women that have left their nurturing stage to try to be so masculine, to try to uphold this superwoman image. So they left that stage of being nurturing to being, masculine and trying to be a hero, the role that the father would play. You see? So that nurturing aspect amongst our people, there's, a lot of that's gone. You still have that, amongst, certain women, particular women, but for the most part, that's gone, man. Okay? I said Esau did a number when he brought this enchantment of feminism, man. Okay? The ripple effect has been terrible, man. Okay? Reading again said, For whosoever despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labors unprofitable, and their works, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. And this is what we're seeing. All it has produced was a deaf culture, man. All this has led to is a deaf culture, man. Okay? Whether it's abortion, all right, it don't make it out the womb, and then if the child make it out the womb, he's born, on in goddamn Crenshaw, man. Now he's born into some beef with here it is. It's a baby born on Monday on 13th Street, and then it's a baby born on Wednesday on 17th Street. Well, they're already into some beef just based off what street they on, because a generation before them they're into it, they're beefing. So these two children that was born on two separate streets, which they had no say so in, like Elder Zahab say, man, it's niggas dying based off where their mama lived when they were born, man. Okay? This is very unfruitful. And see, this is why the Lord is about to send nukes over here, man. It's gonna be this degenerate culture has to be passed away. What's that, 1 Corinthians 7:31? All right, how the fashion of this world pass away. If a brother can get that. All right. If a brother can post that Wisdom of Solomon 5, and that's like Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4, verses 3, I want to say through 6. This the brother Priest Hanah. All right, Memphis brother Shalom Makia. GMS look up. This Sirach 16:1 said, Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Okay, and this is what's being produced on a major scale amongst our people, man. Unprofitable children. Neither delight in ungodly sons, man. Okay? Yahweh Shema Shai is all about productivity and righteousness. This is why he's chosen a remnant out of Israel, okay, to start a righteous kingdom with. He has a remnant that he has pulled out of the madness, and he's finna destroy everything else, man. Okay? This is where we at. Okay? This Sirach 16:2 says, Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. Yeah, because at the end of the day, there's not these children that are coming from black culture, there's no fear of anything. Because you can look at the latest rappers like this. These are children who have been raised with no fear. Because at the end of the day, the father is supposed to instill things into the son. That's not happening on the mass scale. You know, that's not happening. What is being instilled? Okay, you have fathers that if they are around, they're instilling their son to be a street nigga. You see, or even if it's not a street nigga, it's some type of American version of a black man. Okay, the Lord is finna put an end to this madness, man. Okay, this is the final product. Okay, of the serpent and Eve is this deaf culture that plagues, the tribes today, man. Mainly the southern culture, man. I mean the southern kingdom. Okay, verse 3 it says, "Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude. For one that is just is better than 1,000, and better is it to die without children than to have them that are ungodly," man. And that's the only thing that's being produced through feminism and degenerate, all right, niggas, is what? Ungodly seeds, man. And see, that's why scripture say the slain of the Lord gonna be from one end of the earth to the other. It's gonna be a lot of Israelites in that, man. Okay, the Lord is finna cut off a lot of Israel. That's why you have a 2/3, man. Okay, and Esau set up a society that breeds nothing, all right, but degenerate, deaf culture Israelites, man. Okay, at least they repent, because we was all in that culture, man. I know I say, I was heavily influenced by, rap niggas, man. I could have ruined my life listening to them niggas, man. Trying to be like, them niggas around the way, man. I could have ruined, but the why how about Shema out shy for being preserved, man. Which a lot of our brothers can attest, man. We looked up to the degenerate culture, man. We thought that was the way. We thought that was the light, you know. So I got one more video, and this one, and this will be it, man. This is the last video I got. Okay. Now this is from the brother Eliasha Woman. He put this on his channel a couple of days ago, because I was gonna do this lesson earlier, but I'm glad I waited till I seen this, because this the icing on the cake. Okay, this is the icing on the cake, man. All right. Now listen to this, man. Okay.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yet not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some and I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you're trying to get in contact with me. I didn't told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body, and they think I want to be a, a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice.
I can't lie, I don't disagree with one word this man has said. Because number one, this man was honest with these women from the jump. If a man told you that he don't want no kids, and you know that you cannot raise a child on your own, and despite what he told you, you go and have a kid anyways, you can't be upset when they behave like this. This also shows that some of you women really do not care what type of dogs you are lying down with until them fleas start to bite you in your ass. I would urge any parent who have young daughters to save this video and use it as a parenting tool so that those girls grow up knowing exactly what not the fuck to do. Good night.
So now, is Jake, all right, a scumbag nigga? Of course. But this is who they choose. This is who they choose every time. Okay? This is the choice that they make every single time. And I want to get this, you know. And see, when the last time have you heard a woman say, damn, I'm attracted to him because he's smart? You see, when has the last time you heard that? I'm attracted, you know, damn, he's wise. Okay? You don't hear that anymore, man. You see, Eve is attracted to the shiny things, man. Okay, this nigga probably in the club popping bottle. Yeah, that's a real. Yeah, he's the realest nigga in it, man. But that's who they choose every time. Okay, you like working class Jake. Okay, they choose a nigga. I said they choose them niggas fresh out of prison. Them niggas shoot right past. Them niggas shoot straight to the top of the charts. You see, them Melvin niggas, them niggas shoot straight to, you know, these degenerate baby boy niggas, Jody, Melvin, old dog, them the niggas they love. You know, this is who's having all the children. This is why 2/3 is far outnumbers. Okay, the 1/3, man. Okay, so this man has 7 baby mamas, 7 children. And these women be knowing this. And then them the ones that didn't get the abortion, man. So it probably could have been 20, 30, who knows the number. You see? This is it, man. This is the end. This is what feminist has led to. Okay, and then those same women will get older, okay, and then they'll expect, you know, men like us to step in, men with no children to step in, okay, and take up their responsibility. And if that nigga pop up on any given day, they'll act they'll they'll act like you ain't nothing and put that nigga right back in place, man. I'm telling you what I know, what I've seen. Okay, they would the you can step in and handle his responsibility for him, and if that nigga was to ever say he wanted to make it work, you out of there. You see, it's a madhouse of a culture, man. That's why I'm so glad I was detached from that, man. You know, boy. All right, I'm gonna get one more precept. I'm gonna get that. Yep. So let's get that in that's Rock 7 and let's get Sirach. Let's get the book Sirach chapter 7 verses 23 through 24. All right, now let's the realest nigga in it, man. Okay. Them niggas eat love, man. All right. Let's get the brother, this the brother beyond Yasha Wisdom Solomon 4 and 3. It said, but the multiplying brood of the ungodly shall not thrive, nor take deep rooting from bastard slips, nor lay any fast foundation. Okay? And this is just a multiplying of wickedness. All black culture has become is a multiplication of wickedness, man. And that's why how about Shema Shaf can do a major subtraction in the earth, man. Okay, he said, for though they flourish in branches for a time, yet standing not last, they shall be shaken with the wind. Hey, that wind gonna be them nukes, man. It says, and through the force of winds, they shall be rooted out. See, people understand feminism has produced so much wickedness and so much disorder, all right, in the degenerate culture that nukes are coming, man. Okay, it's gonna take nukes, all right, that's gonna clear out this madness that has been multiplying in the earth, man. You see? And it says, verse 5 said, Wisdom Solomon 4 and 5 said, the imperfect branches shall be broken off. It says their fruit unprofitable, not right to eat. Yeah, meat for nothing, man. Because what could you do with nigga culture if you had to use nigga culture to survive? And that's another thing too. The reason why all these subcultures are able to survive and thrive is because it's an operating grid. But if you took nigga culture and you had to use that to survive, if they gave niggas hundreds of acres, okay, they can even give the niggas crops and fields already planted. Okay, they can give them land with resources, and all you have to do is work the land. Okay, the nigga woman and Eve, the nigga woman and Jake, they couldn't apply nigga culture anywhere off the first world grid and survive. It's something that's unprofitable. You can be a feminist only in a first world society with a grid. Okay, that's the only place feminism can survive. It wouldn't survive anywhere else. Nigga culture wouldn't survive anywhere else, man. Outside of the first world grid, it wouldn't thrive anywhere else, man. You would die off as a people. Okay, it's unprofitable. You see? So let's get this, man. Yep. Well. Well, goddamn. All right. Yeah, brother. Post 25 for me too. For brother can post that Ciroc 7 and 25. Because that's the main point. Now this is the brother Awalam War. This Ciroc 7 and 23 says, "Hast thou children, instruct them, and bow their neck from their youth." See, you got to be on Jake ass from 1 to till he get it. Like with young Jake, you gotta be on Nate ass. Like I say, the Wadi how about Shima Shy for those men that he put in my life that was on my ass, man. Okay, that's what really like. I'm still able to apply things that those men taught me, and now I'm able to provide, okay, for a house, man, for a household, you know, through not only just financially but through wisdom. Okay, see, a wise man at the head of a house prevents all this chaos, man, because you have a wise decision maker that's leading the house that prevents. See, wisdom is preventive. You see, they talking about they not investigate my son's murder. Well, if wisdom was leading the household, you wouldn't need a murder investigator as much. On the east side, is madness. But I'm saying like as much, man. I say murder wouldn't happen, okay? But would it be rampant if you had wise male leadership over these communities? No. Okay, and that's what the Lord is bringing back is wise Israelite leadership over the nation, man. And that's why it's so much required of the 144,000, because those men, when he says they're going to judge Israel, that means that that's going to be the wise leadership over the nation. Okay, that's going to guide the nation in wisdom, starting with Yahweh Shai. Okay. Verse 24 says, "Hast thou daughters, have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them." Yeah, a father, and daughter relationship, all right, their father would instill, an order, and because it does something when a woman, you gotta understand, like when a woman has been obedient to a man her whole life, when she's been in subjection to her father her whole life, when she sees her father, okay, guiding the house with her mother, now she has an idea of what to look for. Now, like I say, do some, but this system has so much wicked culture, because you can send, a daughter to school, you send, your daughter to these school systems, and they can be influenced by, okay, the culture, the degenerate culture that this society produces, man. And that's why ultimately you got to deal with the source of the problem, which Esau, Edom, okay, which created this systemic problem that we see, But just speaking, how it should be, like, now women don't have a reverence because they see their mothers dealing with all these different street niggas, man. They think that's the play. So is the mother, so is the daughter. Okay? Let's go here, man. Verse 25. It says, "Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. But give her to a man of understanding." You see? Back then, the father can see past, the father would look for stability for his daughter. He would look for a man that will be able to guide his daughter in wisdom. Okay? Of course, he would, be able to provide, protect. Okay? But then, because you can have a mighty man with money that's a damn fool. Okay? But he will first look at the wisdom. Then he will see, okay, is he an earner? Is he, okay, is he, you see? They'll say wisdom is preventive. A man Like I say, going back to what we're seeing with these cases, with the detective like solve your own goddamn case. Before it get to that point, wisdom prevents all that, man. Okay. That's the point, man. I end it there, man. It's been going long enough. You know, we can always bring out more points dealing with this, but I end it there, man. Okay. So, Lord will you, brothers. All right, and you few sisters edified once again. We'll give all praise and the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. The honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example towards younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutation, hopefully, shalom.